Alright guys, what I'd like to do in this video is just go over really quickly consistency, inconsistency, dependency, and independency when we're talking about systems of equations. Alright, so I've got 4 here. I'm not going to take too much time on the reasons why and that type of thing, but I'm going to work through these rather quickly and talk about those 4 things. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this first equation. So the first equation, we've already got it in y equals mx plus b, so let's go ahead and graph it. So here we go. So we're going to go to -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there it is, and then -2 for the slope, so down 2 over 1. Run out of space, so I'm going to go up 2 and over 1 there, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, okay, until I've got a lot of points, and I really am going to do as many as I can. Okay, and then we're going to draw this line. Okay, so that represents the first equation. Now let's go ahead and do the second equation. So I'm going to go to -2, and then I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay, and then we've got the line for that one. And you'll note that they cross right here at -1, -3. So that means that -1, -3 is the solution. Now we could check that by plugging in for x and y in both of these equations. Now if we did that, then it should work out for both equations. Now because they cross, then we say that this is consistent. Okay, and since they are consistent, we now have to say if they're dependent or independent. We're going to say that they are independent because they don't depend on one another. They're not the same equation. So this would be independent. Okay, you'll get the idea when we look at some of these other ones what it means to not be consistent and not be independent. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Here we go. Next one, we're going to graph this again. We've got a -5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a slope of -2. So again, down 2 over 1, or I can go up 2 over 1 to the left. Right? Again, if you need help with the graphing part of this, you probably need to go look at another video. I'm doing that part quickly. Okay, and then that was the top one. Now, if I graph the second one, I've got -3, and then again, down 2 over 1, or up 2 over 1 to the left, right? So this is a negative slope. If you need a little bit more time to do the graphing, then by all means, pause it, slow it down, look at it that way. You'll notice that these are parallel. Now, because they are parallel, I don't get an answer like I did in this first problem. That means that they are inconsistent. Now, if they're inconsistent, then we don't have to say whether they're dependent or independent because there's not an answer. So the answer is not independent or dependent on the other. Okay, let's go on and look at the next one. Okay, so here's our next one. We've got 3x plus y equals 10. We're going to need to rearrange that. I'm going to subtract the 3x from both sides. So I'm going to have y equals -3x plus 10. And then for the other equation, I'm going to need to rearrange that one as well. So this is y minus x equals -2. So this is going to become y. I'm going to add x to both sides, x minus 2. Again, we're going to graph both of those. So here we go. So I'm going to go up to 10. Now I'm going to run out of space here. So I'm going to go by 2's. So up to 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. So I'm going to go up to 10. And then I'm going to go down. Now my x value is going to be by 2's as well. Now the reason I'm going to do that by 2's as well is because then I can go down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. There's my line for that equation. And then I'll do the red one. So -2, which would be right here, and then it's going to be up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So there we go. And you'll notice that this time they cross right there in the middle, which is at 3, 1. Again, you can check that answer. It should work in both of the equations. But again, this would be consistent and independent. Now you'll look, if I do this last one, I'm going to subtract the 6x. I've got 3y equals -6x minus 9. Divide by 3. I'm going to have y equals -2x minus 3, which you'll see is the same equation. If it's the same equation, it's the same line, which means it's consistent because there's an answer, but it's dependent. Because